If you've watched any of my recent episodes, you know that this is my whiskey collection right here. 3 bottles of Glengoyne, and I'm going through them one at a time to give you a review. My last episode was the 12-year. This time, I'm going for the 18-year, and I'm saving the legacy for my 3rd episode on this case of bottles. Let's do this. Welcome to Whisky Riffs. If you're new here, I'm Kevin, and if you've been following along and you've seen my episodes before, I appreciate it. And if you're a subscriber, I greatly appreciate it. Thank you all. I hit 5,000 subscribers recently, and that's just wonderful. I appreciate all the interaction, all the comments. You're a great community, and I hope that I'm giving you great content. Today, it is content about the Glengoyne 18-year. Now, this is part of a 3-bottle set, as I showed you, my whiskey collection here in Athens, Greece. And this one is also 43% ABV, just like the 12-year was my last episode. And it's a 20 centiliter bottle, which is 200 milliliters. Pretty good for going out there and just grabbing a couple sample bottles. I was expecting to go out and get just 50 milliliter bottles, but I hit the jackpot here. And I have plenty of whiskey to keep me going for, oh, let's see, about 2.5 weeks. No, wait, only about 10 days. Oh, shoot. I better get to drinking this. Let me pour it. Now, Glengoyne is new to me, and I'm enjoying the 12 so far. Haven't touched the 18 yet. This is my first tasting, first nosing. Like the 12-year, the 18-year is matured in 3 different types of oak casks. A little bit different mix, though. 35% of this is spent in European first fill sherry casks. 15% is American oak first fill sherry casks. And then the 50% that's left over is hand-picked oak cask. It doesn't specify anything about them, so they're just choosing their wood as they need to get the flavors they're looking for. Now, what flavors are those? I don't know yet. Let me grab this glass and take a look at it. Now, it is an 18-year whiskey, which is really nice. I appreciate getting 18 years in whiskey. I don't often buy a full 18-year bottle of whiskey because sometimes they're pretty darn expensive. This one obviously came in a pack that was 70 euros about there. And that's not a bad price for getting 3 types of whiskeys to try out. It might have coloring in it. I don't know. I didn't see that. I didn't see anything about chill filtering either. So I'm guessing we might have a little bit of both going on. If you know differently, if you know more about Glengoyne than me, please let me know in the comments below. But for now, I'm going to assume that some of this coloring is coming from the aging of the whiskey. Some of it's coming from time in an actual sherry cask. 35% of the maturation process somehow, according to their website, is sherry oak. So we should get a few more sherry notes from this one than I did from the 12-year. But the only way to find out is to start nosing it. You know what this reminds me of? This reminds me of a Glenfarclas. They are sherry cask finished whiskeys, or actually they're aged fully in sherry casks. I forgot about that. So this is getting a lot of sherry influence like those are. The nose has the sherry notes. There's some honey sweetness. Tiny bit of maltiness. I'm not getting the oak spices that I was getting on the 12, at least not on the nose. It's definitely striking me as more of a sherry finished whiskey just on the nose alone. But it's also reminding me of the mulled wine that I had last night. Now, the mulled wine I had, I thought it was like apple cinnamon. Turns out it was pomegranate. They love pomegranates here. In fact, we got on the plane to come to Athens and they hand us pomegranates because that was a celebration of New Year's, and we were arriving on New Year's Eve. So we were supposed to use this pomegranate and smash it in front of the door of our apartment, which we kind of did in a bag. We were tidy about it. But this reminds me of the mulled wine last night that was pomegranates and cinnamon. And I thought that mulled wine smelled like a deep dish apple pie. It's just cinnamony and warm apples. Did I say cinnamony? Cinnamony? I really haven't tried any of this yet. I love the nose on this already. In the first taste, it is softer than the 12-year was. You can tell that the aging has kind of given it less of an edge, but there's enough spice in there. So you're not lacking wood spice, but it's a good long finish. I really think this is a nice first impression. For me, this is more baking spices and maybe the not a ripe apple. It's not a crisp apple. It's that cooked down apple. Interesting that the finish isn't leaving me with a specific fruit flavor. I'm left with spice, and I'm left with a dryness to my palate. And if I let it sit long enough, it's kind of like a little bit of black licorice flavor at the end. Honestly, I love the nose. I think the nose is glorious, and I always like deep dish apple pie, so that's what I'm getting on this, and I'm sticking with that. What are your notes? Have you tried the Glengoyne 18? I would love to hear what your tasting notes are on it, because right now I can't get that image of that pie out of my head. So sorry if I keep repeating it, but man, that is just right there for me on the nose. I kind of wish the taste followed up on it. The taste is more spice and doesn't have that sweetness at the end. Definitely not getting the sherry notes that I thought I was going to get. I don't get any of the dried fruits. I don't get any raisins or plum flavors. Maybe a little bit at the very end. There's a bit of like a dark plum note, but wow, not getting the sherry notes that I would get off like a Glenfarclas, like I said. So this has the nose of a wonderful sweet whiskey and the taste of a more spicy, more cinnamony whiskey. So if that's what you're looking for, I think this is a great choice. And like I said, if you've had experience with the Glengoyne line of whiskeys, I'd love to hear about those in the comments. Your tasting notes and your feedback are wonderful. And until next time, take care of yourself. Take care of those people around you. And cheers. More investigation will be necessary. Off to work.